The Kraft Foods Company presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve.
Yeah.
The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of Parquet Margarine. Every day, millions of women all over America serve Parquet Margarine because it tastes so good.
To market, to get some Parquet. Home again, try it today. You'll like it, you'll love it, like millions who say their favorite margarine.
Parkay Parquet Margarine, made by Kraft. Last week, on a gentle breeze scented with magnolias and peach blossoms, a lady blew into Summerfield. The event evoked conversation at the corner drugstore.
She's Leela Ransom's cousin, you say, Judge?
Yes, Peter. And she's from the same town, Savannah. Her name is Adeline Devereaux Fairchild.
You don't say.
The southern breeze settled down right next door to the Great Gildersleeve and started a little whirlwind of speculation that stirred the great man to his ample depths.
Don't see her. Maybe if I lean out the window a little.
Is that you, Mr. Gildersleeve?
What? Hello.
I thought that was you peeking out. I was peeking at you, too.
That's why we now find the Great Gildersleeve plowing home in a heavy snow with a light heart, a little early.
Well, she wasn't peeking out this time. That's what I like about her. She's unpredictable. Hello. Anybody home?
Evening, Mr. Gildersleeve. You're home early, ain't you?
I thought I'd work around the yard a little before it gets dark, Birdie. Spring's just around the corner.
Is that where it is? It's still February.
Well, nothing like getting an early start. Might just trim the hedge between us and Miss Fairchild.
You mean you're going to prune them icicles?
Must be something out there that needs doing. Hey, what's that nice smell?
It could be either one of two things.
What's that, Birdie?
Miss Adeline Fairchild's perfume or Creole Gumbo.
Huh?
She left here just a little while ago. She sure is nice. Brought over some Creole Gumbo she made and wants us to try.
She did? Well, did she say anything, Birdie?
Yes, she wanted to know how were we all.
Nothing more?
She kind of looked around the place and said I sure was a good housekeeper.
Anything else?
Well, she admired Miss Marjorie's picture in there on the radio, and she said Leroy looked like a perfect little gentleman.
Hasn't met Leroy, I see. Did she say anything about me?
Yes, but she said she hoped you'd enjoy the gumbo.
Well, might just try a little of that Creole Gumbo. Ought to taste mighty good on a cold day like this. Nice and thick. I'll just take a little. Q-funk. What does it need, Birdie?
Probably a good cook.
Something missing, all right.
She said it was Creole Gumbo a la New Orleans.
Tastes like leftovers from the Mardi Gras. What are we having for dinner?
Your favorite dish, Mr. Gildersleeve, pot roast and brown potatoes, a la Birdie.
Oh, wonderful. Let's take some of our pot roast over to Miss Fairchild. Repay the southern hospitality.
I don't know. It's Yankee pot roast.
Well, we'll chance it, Birdie.
Yes, as soon as it's done, I'll put a slice on the tray and take it over.
Well, you fix the tray. I shall take it over as soon as I run upstairs and freshen up a bit. Sweet Adeline, my Adeline.
Now we got a singing waiter.
I'm ready, Birdie.
So am I. Here's the tray, Mr. Gildersleeve. How's that?
Oh, fine. Better give me a little more of that roast, Birdie. Prices are coming down.
Okay.
And a few more potatoes. You know how they load those southern tables.
Okay.
Put some gravy in a bowl, too, Birdie, for the potatoes.
Okay.
Now, let's see. What's for dessert?
Beef dish apple pie, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Okay. Nobody bakes apple pie like you, Birdie. There. That ought to do it.
You said it.
Help me get this tray up, Birdie. Pretty heavy.
Hi, Birdie. What's for dinner?
Leroy, watch that door.
Oh, hiya. What's going on? Are we moving?
No, Leroy. Just a little something I'm taking over to Miss Fairchild next door.
Little something.
Now, Leroy, I'm merely returning Southern hospitality. Miss Fairchild brought over a bowl of gumbo this afternoon.
All that good stuff for a bowl of soup? What a sucker.
Leroy. Get your hands off this tray.
Okay, just feeling.
Well, don't.
But I'm starved.
You wait for dinner. Have I got everything, Birdie?
Wait, I didn't load on this pan of hot biscuits yet.
Oh, well, just stick it under my chin.
Okay. Can you raise your bottom chin up a little more? There now. You got it?
Got it. How do I look?
Just like the friendship train.
That's me, Leroy. Hold open the door.
Yes?
Miss Fairchild, it's me, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve, what do you got under that tablecloth, you cute little man, you?
Just a little surprise. Thought you might like to sample our Birdie's cooking.
I certainly would. I've never heard of anything so nice and thoughtful in my whole life. But I'm just letting you stand there. Bring it on in. You come, too.
Oh. Well, thank you. Of course, this won't compare with your Creole gumbo. It was, well, I never tasted anything like it.
Really? Well, I'm mighty glad you enjoyed it. Just put the tray down here, Mr. Gildersleeve.
All right. It is a little heavy.
You shouldn't have done all this, Mr. Gildersleeve. You northern man, I declare.
Oh, it's nothing much. Knew you wouldn't feel like fixing dinner after making all that gumbo.
Well, of course, I don't have a cook yet. The gumbo was just a little trick I picked up one time in New Orleans when I was there for Mardi Gras.
Oh? Then it was leftovers. No. Yes, delicious, delicious.
Oh, would you like me to get you another bowl, Mr. Gildersleeve? I've got gobs of it in the kitchen.
No thanks. Kind of filling. Couldn't eat another bite.
Oh, this roast looks wonderful. And there's enough for a whole family. It's too bad you can't join me.
Well, if you insist, I'll force myself. Where's the ketchup?
That was a simply scrumptious dinner, Mr. Gildersleeve. You don't know what a treasure you have in Birdie.
Oh, yes, I do. Best cook in the country. But bringing the tray over was my little idea.
Only a sweet man like you would have thought of that. Mercy, Mr. Gildersleeve, I've hardly been in town a week, and here we are having dinner together at my house. Well, Cousin Leela's house, rather. I bet it'd make her jealous.
What she doesn't know won't hurt her. Way down in Savannah.
Cousin Leela and I have always been rivals one way or another. She was always trying to take my beaux away from me without any success, I might add.
Yeah, that's Leela. Once she even tried to get Birdie away from us. That didn't work either.
Well, I can't say that I blame her for trying. Birdie's a jewel.
You bet. But let's talk about you, Miss Fairchild. Adeline.
Oh, me? Well, there's not much to talk about, Mr. Gildersleeve. I grew up so sheltered and all.
Yes, you can tell that.
Just about my entire life history is recorded in that little old snapshot album there on the coffee table.
Oh? Mind if I take a peek?
Oh, go right ahead, but snapshots rarely do justice to a girl with delicate features.
Oh, a picture of you on the beach. I'd recognize you anywhere. Who's this fella buried in the sand behind you? Friend of yours?
That's Jefferson Davis Calhoun.
Huh?
Oh, he was a wolf, Mr. Gildersleeve. He followed me all over the South.
Sounds more like a bloodhound.
And what a voice that man had. When he sang, I just completely evaporated. A good baritone could just turn me into a piece of putty. Oh, it does something to me, Mr. Gildersleeve, like honeysuckle on a summer night, like moonlight on the bayou. Do you sing?
Do I sing? I sang for you last night.
Oh, of course. What am I thinking about? Sing again.
What?
Oh, come on now. Don't be a tease.
No, I just don't feel like it.
Well, I'll just turn on the radio then while we let our dinner settle.
It's all right with me.
That's pretty.
Huh? La-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
That's nice. Do you know the words?
And while in slumberland, madame, I'm begging for your lips. Do I know the words? I haven't any right, madame, to do the things I do. Just when I hold you tight, madame, you vanish with a night, madame. In dreams I kiss your hand, madame, and pray my dreams come true. La-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Well, Miss Fairchild, wonder if she's turned to putty. Miss Fairchild.
Oh, excuse me. I'm afraid I got lost for a moment, Mr. Gildersleeve.
A penny for your thoughts.
I was just thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful to have a cook like Birdie?
Well, good night. Thanks for Birdie's dinner. What a woman. Must be other things to talk about besides Birdie.
Well, Gildy,
Hooker.
up for stroll.
Just walking off my dinner, Judge.
You'll have to walk quite a ways to get that off.
Stop cackling, Judge. The neighbors will think we keep a goat.
As a matter of fact, Gildy, I just stopped by to play you a game of checkers, but you were out.
I wasn't out. Just took some of Birdie's cooking over to Miss Fairchild. Come on in.
Thank you. How is Miss Fairchild?
All she could talk about tonight was Birdie.
Probably she's more interested in Birdie than she is in you.
I sort of gathered that.
These southern women lay great store by good cooking, Gildy. You remember how Leela tried to hire Birdie away from you?
Well, she'd better not try anything like that.
I'd watch it, Gildy. If you lost Birdie, your home would absolutely fall to pieces.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Fairchild.
Now, if you want my advice...
That's Birdie on the telephone.
Well, I'm sure glad you enjoyed the dinner. What's that? We better talk business tomorrow. Here's Miss Gildersleeve. Good night.
What'd I tell you, Gildy?
Birdie! Was that Miss Fairchild?
Yes, sir. Evening, Judge.
Evening, Birdie.
Good night. Got to go to bed. Got things to do tomorrow.
But Birdie! You're right, Judge. That Fairchild woman is trying to break up my home.
We'll be back with the great Gildersleeve in just a minute. Leroy, you know, is a boy with a mind of his own. Only yesterday he said,
Boy, that parquet is absolutely, positively my favorite spread for bread.
those are strong words, Leroy. You must have a strong reason for liking parquet.
Well, heck, it just plain tastes so good.
And millions of families agree. Parquet is delicious. After all, it's a craft product. You know what that means?
Quality?
Right. Parquet margarine is made from only the choice products of American farms. And each delicious pound is enriched with 15,000 units of essential vitamin A.
I never tasted them.
Of course not, Leroy, but they're there. And they're necessary for a well-balanced diet. Nourishing parquet is the perfect topping for rolls, pancakes, muffins, and waffles, as well as bread.
Yeah, and I know Birdie uses it for seasoning and cooking.
Of course she does. Thrifty women like appetizing parquet because it's economical. Why, it actually costs less today than it did a year ago.
No fool.
Actually costs less. Millions of women know it's the better buy for both bread and budget. Millions of women serve Parquet because it tastes so good. Try it, friends. Ask for Parquet Margarine. Parkay, Parquet, made by Kraft. Well, to the great Gildersleeve's dismay, his new neighbors cast admiring eyes upon Birdie, giving our hero reason to suspect a dastardly blow is about to be struck where it'll hurt the most. Right in the stomach. And so the troubled man has spent a fitful night trying to sleep off his fears. And Birdie's pot roast dinner. And Miss Fairchild's Creole Gumbo.
Mumbo jumbo, Creole gumbo.
That's peculiar. He appears to be dreaming.
That's what it means, Birdie. A good cook. But, Birdie, don't you go over there.
Mr. Gildersleeve!
Huh?
Mr. Gildersleeve!
Oh, Miss Fairchild.
I wanted to stop you before you got home and invite you over to dinner again this evening.
Dinner this evening? Did you make some more Creole gumbo, I mean?
Oh, no, we'll have delicious pot roast.
Oh.
I have the most marvelous cook now.
Who is she?
I think you know her. Look, you can see her in through my kitchen window.
Birdie, how could you? Birdie! Birdie, come home. Birdie!
What's the matter, Unky?
Birdie!
What's up, Mark?
Birdie!
Hey, sounds in pain. Did that spring come up through the mattress again?
Birdie!
He's sleeping on his stomach. That always brings on a nightmare.
Unky, wake up.
Oh, nightmare. That's it. Roll him over, Miss Margarine. Leroy, watch out on that side. He's rolling that way.
Wake up, Unc.
What's the fault? Oh, children, Birdie, what are you all doing up?
You had a nightmare, Unky.
Me?
Yeah, that one must have been in Technicolor.
Now, see here, I don't have nightmares. Back to bed, all of you. I sleep sound as a log every night.
Uncle Mort, you were shouting, Birdie, Birdie.
Birdie?
What's the trouble, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Nothing, Birdie. Nice to see you're still here.
Nice to see I'm here. Where else would I be at 2 o'clock in the morning? Birdie gets up at 7 to fix breakfast, don't get out of the kitchen till 8 at night, and then gets roused out at 2 o'clock in the morning just 'cause it's nice to see me here?
Well,
If that keeps up, Birdie won't be here.
but Birdie, I had a nightmare. Now she's upset. But she will leave.
Gosh, the eggs are hard this morning. Birdie must still be sore, eh, Unc? Just brought in the breakfast and left us.
Let's not be complaining, Leroy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Marjorie. You're just in time. We're going to have a little meeting.
Oh, what about?
About Birdie. Seems she's a little upset this morning.
Well, who wouldn't be?
Well, we're all going to be more kind to Birdie starting this morning.
I always have been kind to her. Pass the toast, Leroy.
So have I. What thanks do I get? A cold egg.
Now, I'm sure we can all help make living here more enjoyable for Birdie, so she'll never be tempted to leave us. Marjorie, you can start by helping her with the dishes after breakfast.
After breakfast, I have to go to school.
Well, the dinner dishes, then. And why don't you look around for a good course in home economics?
What?
Sure, so you can really help Birdie. Besides, you'll want to know all about those things when you get married. Sewing, sweeping, cooking.
Uncle Mort, isn't that viewpoint a little old-fashioned?
Old-fashioned? What's so old-fashioned about cooking?
It will be by the time she gets married.
Leroy! Careful, young man. And you can start by cleaning up your room. There's something hanging on every doorknob.
What on? Hey, Piggy's out front. I gotta go.
Leroy, excuse yourself.
Okay, excuse me.
And wipe your face before you leave the table.
Okay.
And comb your hair for school.
Okay.
Not with your hand, Leroy. Confound it. Oh. No wonder everybody has nerves around this place.
Excuse me, too, Unky, darling. And I'm sure Birdie will get over her huff.
Well, let's hope so.
Goodbye, Unky.
Goodbye, my dear. Maybe Birdie has gotten over her huff. No, guess not. Guess I'd better go cheer her up. Maybe even give her the day off. Sure. At least that'll keep her away from that Fairchild woman. You're sly, Gildersleeve. Birdie.
Yes?
Birdie, I've just had a little talk with the family, and things are going to be different around here.
Oh?
Marjorie's going to help you with the dishes tonight. Get you out earlier in the evening, starting tonight.
Yes, sir.
And I've spoken to Leroy about his room.
Yes, sir.
And Birdie, why don't you take the rest of the day off?
That would be nice, Mr. Gildersleeve. And I can go right over and help that nice Miss Fairchild clean her house.
What?
We got a little business to talk over, too. She hasn't got any help, you know.
What?
And she's so nice.
Me and my big, fat, generous ideas. Hello, Peavy.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this fine morning?
Well, you might sell me a good cook if you have one in stock.
How's that?
A cook.
That's what I thought you said.
Yeah, I'm afraid we're going to lose Birdie. Miss Fairchild is making a very obvious play for her.
Oh?
What would you do with a neighbor like that, Peavy?
Well, I've heard of people getting married to share a place to live. You might work out an arrangement so you and Miss Fairchild could share the cook.
No, Peavy. I don't want to get married.
Well, of course, that's up to you. Some people do.
I can just see Adeline showing Birdie that fancy lavender room and bath she can have.
Well, worse things can happen than losing your cook.
It's all right for you to say, but I bet you couldn't get along without Mrs. Peavy.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I recall the time she went home to her mother, I had a fine time batching it.
Batching it?
Breakfast was always my favorite meal.
Hmm?
The only one, in fact. Baking powder patties and eggs. And then the next morning, just for variety, sourdough patties and eggs.
Just for variety, eh?
When it came to making baking powder patties and sourdough patties, that's peculiar. It don't sound so good now. I think I may take a box of candy home to Mrs. Peavy tonight.
Oh, candy. That's it, Peavy. I'll take Birdie some candy. She has a sweet tooth.
Very well. How about this $6 box?
It's not that sweet. Something around 2.5.
Well, then may I suggest some of these chocolate-covered cherries? Got them in fresh for Washington's birthday.
Oh, not bad, Peavy. She's always admired Washington, father of our country. Or say, do you have any Lincoln candy?
No, but I think you have the germ of an idea there.
Wrap 'em up, Peavy. I'll go phone Birdie. I'll tell her I have a surprise for her. That'll get her out of Adeline Fairchild's house. Nothing like a little kindness to make people happy.
Just a minute, please. Now, Birdie, I won't take no for that, so you take that little old organdy party dress. I'm through with it.
Party dress? What chance does a man have with a box of candy?
You take it now, you hear? Now then, hello?
Never mind. Wrong number.
Something wrong, Mr. Gildersleeve?
He's trying to outbid me, Peavy. Give me the big box.
They have the larger cherries. Anything else?
No thanks, Peavy. The next step is legal.
There you are, Gildy. 5-year contract, and you have the right to pick up Birdie's option.
Yeah, that Fairchild woman can't lure my cook away. I'll show that southern siren.
But how do you know Birdie will sign it?
Don't you worry, Judge. A $6 box of chocolate cherries says she will.
What?
Never mind. I'm in a hurry. Birdie! Oh, Birdie! Guess she's not home yet. Well, I'll put the candy right here on the table, on top of the contract. Birdie, don't... Oh, that's right. She isn't here. We would miss Birdie around here at that. Yes?
Is Birdie here?
Birdie? Well, not at the moment.
Is the woman of the house in?
I'm the woman, the man of the house.
You are? Well, Birdie told me to report here for a job.
A job?
Can I take my bag in?
No. And that was a little presumptuous of Birdie, I'd say.
Well, she said to come here and talk to her about a job cooking.
I'm sorry. Birdie's the only cook we've ever had and ever will have. Sorry. Goodbye.
Yes, but
What's going on, Miss Gildersleeve?
Birdie, where'd you come from?
In the back way, me and Miss Fairchild.
we saw you walking home, Mr. Gildersleeve. My, you northern men walk briskly.
Well, I feel briskly. I want to talk to both of you.
Well, Birdie and I want to talk to you, too, but I think I should apologize a little first.
There's no need to apologize. Just get this straight.
Amelia, what you doing standing out there?
I don't know, but I sure been standing.
Well, pardon me. Miss Fairchild, this is Amelia I was telling you about.
Well, how do you do, Miss Fairchild?
I think she'll make a wonderful cook for you.
For Miss Fairchild? I thought she was for me.
For you, Mr. Gildersleeve, are you trying to steal my cook before she even sets the bag down?
Me?
What's the matter, Mr. Gildersleeve? Ain't my cooking been suiting you?
Oh, of course it has, Birdie. You're the best cook in the world. Here, have some candy.
Candy?
$6 box.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve, you the best boss a person ever had.
I think so. Care to open the candy, Birdie?
And we'll hear from the great Gildersleeve again very shortly. Are you looking for a better buy for your budget? A better spread for bread? Here's a buy that's better both ways. It's Parquet Margarine, the margarine of Kraft quality. It's the perfect topping for rolls, muffins, pancakes, and waffles, as well as bread. The rich, smooth, fresh flavor of Parquet makes it the favorite spread in millions of homes. It's so wholesome and nourishing. Each wholesome pound is enriched with 15,000 units of important vitamin A. Remember, ask for Parquet Margarine for flavor, for quality, for nourishment, and for economy. It's the better buy. That's Parkay, Parquet Margarine, made by Kraft.
That's my advice to you, Miss Adeline. Have Amelia sign this 5-year contract so you won't have to go looking for a cook again.
Well, if you say so, how can I ever thank you bringing over the contract and all?
Nothing. Just happen to have one lying around the house.
I'm so scatterbrained about business matters. It's nice to have a man so close.
Yeah, well, nice to be so close.
Oh, you.
Good night, folks.
The Great Gildersleeve is played by Harold Perry. Adeline Fairchild by Miss Una Merkel. The show was written by John Elliott and Andy White with music by Jack Meakin. Included in the cast are Walter Tetley, Louise Erickson, Lillian Randolph, Earl Ross, and Richard LeGrand. This is John Wall saying goodnight for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the famous line of Kraft quality food products. Tomorrow night, David Niven will be Al Jolson's guest on the Kraft Music Hall, heard over most of these NBC stations. Don't miss it.
I won't.
Remember, tomorrow night, for exact time, see your local paper. And be sure to listen in next Wednesday and every Wednesday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
Do you like macaroni and cheese that's fluffy light and tender with the grand flavor of golden cheddar cheese in every tempting forkful? Then get Kraft Dinner from your food store tomorrow. Each package of Kraft Dinner contains 2 magic ingredients. There's special macaroni that cooks in just 7 minutes, and golden Kraft grated that you simply stir in. 1 package of Kraft Dinner makes 4 servings of macaroni and cheese. The cost? Only a few pennies per helping. You can't beat that for economy. Remember the name. It's Kraft Dinner.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.